and welcome back for episode 3 of starting in Ravenport from scratch. As we left off, we bought a chicken coop and we got some issues with it. I'll just show you in a minute. I'm inside because it's raining, and as you can tell from the menu, I think it would be time to sell off Jester because it's almost at its limit. It's 94%, so if I do a training day, then it will end up at 50,000. I think it will be fine to sell it off. These other horses can just about maybe just continue to eat leftover food, and then they'll be ready. So if we sell off Jester, we have some money. We probably have 100,000 in the bank. Now I have to tell you, I sold off some of my equipment. I sold off the conveyor belt that puts the straw in your paddock. Also, I sold off the LS218. What's it called? A skid steer loader, because I thought I wouldn't need it so much more if I just bought a tractor. So I'm gonna go for a tractor with a front loader, because I needed to clean up the chicken coop and to get the pallets and the hay bales. So the cheapest one over here is the 500 favorite. Now I did a comparison on Farmsimhobby.com on horsepower versus price, and the Fendt 500 favorite is actually a very good choice. It's got 31 miles per hour, which is okay. 150 horsepower, and we can get it up to 150 if we want. And it's got the front loader and lots of wheel setup, and 2 choices of tires, but we're going to stick with the trailer bark. So yeah, that's basically it. That's the plan. And if I get a tractor, there's more stuff to do. Maybe I can get some equipment with it as well. Maybe we can make use of the leftover space in the back here. Maybe we can make some silage bales and sell them off at the barn. Either we can make some we'll probably need some baling equipment that we did as well, and that will mean we have to take out a loan. Now for the chickens are doing fine. They're reproducing. My cleanliness is a bit low, but the problem is I get this error message which says there's no space. I'll quickly show you. I hope you can hear me through the rain. There's no space here. When I load up the game, one of the boxes spawns, but the rest will not, because it keeps saying there's no space. Now I went into the forums and they said over there that the grass is actually the problem. Well, because the bugs are still a problem, but anyway, I guess when we have a tractor we can maybe cultivate the area a bit and make sure there's space for the boxes to spawn because of the grassy area right at that point. We'll see. Hopefully I won't have to sell this stuff because it's too buggy. Let me just get this car and we'll load up Jester. Let's move Jester and space to confirm. Now we need to close up the back. Let me see, close cover. We got two choices actually here. There's folding and closing up the cover. This is the cover and the folding. Kind of sweet. Okay, let me check the map real soon. Okay, real quick. We have the animal dealer over here. Go over to the shop and then just drive over there. Now, the maintenance bill on the car is still okay. Looking at the menu on the bottom right hand corner, and it doesn't seem that when you drive, when you hit a pole or something, that the maintenance goes up. But I think I can do many days with this one. Kind of nice that the train is driving. I did do a mission and I had this long big sprayer vehicle, and when I started to cross the crossover, then the poles closed and I wasn't quickly enough to get to the other side, so I was stuck. Well, yeah, there's some bugs in the game. I did, however, manage to finish one cotton harvest on another field that was giving me more than 2,000 liters, and then that way you could just unload the leftover cotton in your harvester and that would be fine. But as long as it's above 2,000 liters, you can unload the bale. Okay, let me see, we have to get over here. Now I did not mention, but I managed to get rid of the 10,000 loan we got also. So we didn't pay the interest. But the interest still seems to be 0.8% something. So that's not much. Let's move Jester here, and that will give us 47,500. Space to confirm. And that's it. We sold our first horse. Goodbye, Jester. It was nice driving you, nice training you, but business is business. We have to make money. Now, from FS 2017, the cars have always been slow, and still nowadays the cars are pretty slow. They're probably the speed. I'm not sure about speed limits here, but there's no law enforcement or. Now I did do this field 13 over here. It was a big field with a mission system, and I already drove one of the biggest harvesters out there. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun how the mission system always already lets you learn about the vehicles. Haven't really did much fertilizing or weeding. Only one fertilization mission with a sprayer, and maybe I told you guys before, but you have to buy the fertilizer yourself, and then you can offload it once you're ready. The leftover you can offload it and sell it. But the problem I had was that the fertilizer tank I offloaded got stuck underneath the ground, So that way I couldn't lift it, I couldn't, it was just stuck. And so I had to edit the save files in order to get rid of it and get my money back. Okay, now let's get the tractor. Actually, you know, when I come to think about it, I don't need a horse loading wagon. I could have leased it, and I probably wouldn't actually need a water tank. It was okay for me to lease it probably, if I do the calculations. So let's get our first tractor. The car still looks okay. It's been 5 days now or something. 9 days. It's okay. Maybe the rain will just clean it up a little bit. Okay, we go over to tractors, small tractors, and we go over to the Fendt. I think it's really classic looking. I like this tractor. I would have gone for the Fiat, but there's no front loader, and I need the front loader because I want to be versatile. If I need all this equipment, additional equipment with all this, you know, for every purpose. This is a very versatile equipment. You can do all kinds of things. Maybe we could do some transportation contracts with it if we have the front loader and the pellet fork. So we're gonna go for a regular wheel setup. Trailer board is fine. We don't go for the engine upgrade now, and we put a front loader attachment on there, and that's it. We're not gonna lease it, we're actually gonna buy it. Now we need a front loader, and there's 3 choices. It says this one is John Deere. Everything is John Deere with this one. So we have either the FZ30 or 60. Now this one is kind of around 90 horsepower. I'm not sure about this symbol. It's greater than. So it's greater than 90 horsepower. So this one is this one we want. And I guess we can give it a color, and I'm not sure if I can do the Fendt Classic green looking one, but I'm gonna stick with the classic color. Will cost me an additional $200. It's not too much. It's kind of funny actually having the Fendt color. I like how they have put the brand names in here also. So you can actually make it a John Deere green or a Case red. That's kind of neat, huh? No, we're gonna make it a Fendt classic color, and we can do the same for the pellet fork and the bucket. Okay, buy. We need a pellet fork. We need a I think a regular bucket will suffice. This is a bale spike, but I'm wondering. I mean, you can do the same with a pellet fork as you would do with a bale spike when you stick a bale in there. So I think I'm gonna stay with the pellet fork, and just when I have a bill, I'm just gonna try and do it with the pellet fork. It'll save me 600. It can be done. Okay, the universal bucket over here. We'll make it a green as well. So there it is. Now we take out a small loan because I want to buy some more stuff. I also want to buy the mower. Do I want the mower now? No, I'm thinking about, well, I need the subsoil, something like this, because I need to plow the area of the chicken coop. Now I have a few choices. I can do a subsoiler, which can be used instead of a plow, so it must be the same. Or I can use a plow, but after that I won't use the plow anymore. So, but the plow is also used to create new fields. This might be the solution to our chicken coop. How much would that be to lease it? I probably will yeah, it's probably best to lease it. And then we want to lease it, yeah. So in order to get the pallets back and forth, we need something like a loading wagon or big loading. Now we can go for the old one, this one, or you can go from the, we can go and buy this one. Let me see, but there's some choices to make. We have also, if we just take the trailer, I think there's a configuration setup like this, and now if you can put the pallets also in there. Now you can do some other stuff with it, and you can just configure it, and it seems to be there's no price for it, only the tires. So that might be a good solution. So I'm gonna take this one. We cannot give it a color. We take the bill loading wagon option, buy. We got the plow, we got the stuff. Yeah, I think that will be okay. Maybe later on I'm gonna, go for the baling stuff. If I got a little bit more money, then I can make bales and just make use of the leftover grass we have in the field. But in order to take this plow, maybe we need a weight. Let's just take a weight. 650 John Deere one. Let's just take this weight. I'm gonna go with the standard color. So that should be it. We can return the leftover loan. Now, did I see that correctly? We didn't need the loan at all. We're at 0. Okay, that's fine. Wow, that's a very classical looking tractor. I'm wondering which year this one is made. Looks really cool. It's got the stickers. It's got all the safety markings. It's got a radio up there. This is just your standard tractor. There's not much fuss to it. Just the tractor doing the job. Let's start her up. Hey, automatically with a windshield wiper. Now this is new for me because we didn't have this in FS 2017. This is the first time I drive the tractor through the rain, so this is the first time I see it actually. Okay, let's get the weight and the plow so we can get that out of the way, the job, because we leased the plow. As mentioned before, I use the Cytec Farming Simulator G steering wheel, or it's a Logitech Cytec G sim controller, I guess. And well, it has all the buttons specially made for Farming Simulator, so it makes it a little bit more realistic. But in order to get it work from the start, you have to actually get the just check the turning radius of this tractor. You have to put the dead zone a little bit more to 0. I was just noticing the smell, but we have a cat over here and it just made a poo-poo. That's the smell. Like a real farming smell. So I'm gonna get rid of the real poo-poo from the cat and then I'll come back to you. Okay, welcome back again. Oh. Just in time, I got myself a new beer. And I got myself, I scooped the poo from the cat. And we're all ready. Ready to get our chicken coop fixed, because it didn't work. Somehow it didn't work. We'll probably get fixed in the next few patches, but I want to make sure and see if this solves the problem. So how about I just make a line from here to there. Now, I'm not sure if I have to, if it would be wise to create an extra field. Horse wise, this tractor should be able to pull this equipment. Shall we create a new field? Well, let me first just plow it and see what happens. So the buttons on my gamepad still messed up. They're gonna fix it, but lower plow is does that do anything? No. So I think we have to make sure that we put it on create field. Allow create fields. Let me see the button. Allow create fields is I, because I don't know the button on my gamepad. Now when we lower it, this is allow create fields. Now we should actually be able to plow it. Now we can only undo this with a roller, which costs about $16,000. So we have to make sure we do it right. It looks a bit messed up, but okay. We can sew it maybe with some grass. Now I want to try and get this piece. That already did the job, I guess. Now, I'm not sure if you can hear it real good, but the sound of the tractor is really good. I think that probably did the job. I see people, they plowed the whole chicken coop around, but I guess it's only because of this little piece up here, because the first one spawns here, so I'm eager to see if this helped out. But released the plows, so we have to get it done right now, otherwise. So I'm gonna try and do some more. Let me see. I like the sound of this tractor. Keep pressing the wrong button. It doesn't seem to create fields. Oh, it didn't say allow create fields. Okay, we'll allow it to create fields and make an extra line up here. Let's do another stretch. I think that took care of the spawning place, but I probably have to make sure I do another. This still looks a little bit green. I want to make sure I get this green area over here. I'll just make a stretch around the chicken coop just to be sure. Now, I'm not sure about the large coops. I've seen nobody posting about promos about large chicken coops. Oops, wrong button again. So the large coops might be okay, I'm not sure. We have to test it out. Just go and take the edge over here. I'm not sure how to do this this final piece up here. I guess I'll just well, it's not so aesthetic at the moment. I realize that, but you know, I want to make sure and figure the game out and try and see what works. I do realize it doesn't look really good. I've seen a lot of people posting their comments about the buildings and placing them, and that they don't like the aesthetics of placing the building and creating a lot of different textures around the building automatically, which makes sense that it's not the greatest. However, I've seen Mr. CLP actually raising and lowering the building, which could be a solution, but from the build-up menu. But somehow the textures are a little bit different, even if you take it to the field where you're supposed to build the farm, and if you end up with all kinds of buildings in different textures on the ground, it looks a little bit like squarey, spacey looking. It looks odd, having all the lumps and all the bumps. I'm gonna try and do this corner as well. Maybe I can get the plow in the corner there. Let's get it from the other side. I hope my problems will be solved. Whoa! I'm driving off the hill now. I forgot to put on the brakes. It's good because we have a tractor and it can go uphill just like that. Let's not get stuck. Oops. Now let's try and get it in the corner maybe. Now I guess this way there must be enough space for the stuff to spawn, so we'll just oh well, maybe this, I'm just OCD. Maybe this, there's a little bit of grass left over here in the back, in the corner. It's a little bit finicky to get the tractor lined up and put this. Oh, that's it for me. So we're gonna return the plow. Well, with plows, I mentioned some people saying that you can actually, once you use the plow a lot, the maintenance fee will go up. And you have to replace some of the spades. Therefore, well, you cannot replace the spades, but therefore the damage on the plow will increase once you use it a lot. So that's really realistic. Oops. Let me just return this plow. And get all our other stuff to the farm. First, get the front loader attached. I'm not sure if you guys were able to hear me good when I drove on the outside view in the rain. Let's attach the front loader and attach the bucket so we can clean up the chicken coop. We can still get the weight on there. Just get it along. But we have to remember to offload it once we're at the farm. Now this was a 31 miles per hour tractor, and the cheapest one I guess was 25 or something. And with this front loader attachment, we don't need any other stuff. We can do some transporting missions as well. I'll just offload the stuff we got here, and hopefully I won't get a message there's no space at the chicken coop. Let me just clean up the chicken coop. Okay, and that should be it. I'll take the pellet fork once I get more pellets to the horses if I need it. Maybe the strategy will be to make sure to train off these other horses, and that would leave us with about 150,000, and then we have to think of a new strategy, I guess. And I'm hopeful for this chicken, these eggs to spawn in the right place with no error message. So see you next time.